Unity programmers, my name is Sapna Sahai. In this video, we are going to learn how we can make our character move, means walk, run and jump in all the direction. So let's take a quick view of my animation which we are going to make. So without wasting any time, let's get started. First thing, we need to download the standard assets from the asset store of Unity. Just go to the asset store. So just write here standard assets. Here we have. Just click on it. This animation we do not need the first person character, so just uncheck this first person character and just import. After this, just go back to the scene and just check the standard assets. After this, we need to download one more character which we are used to make our animation. So I already downloaded from the Mixamo. In my previous video, I already told you how you can download the characters from the Mixamo. So just go to my previous video and check it out. After this, we need to make a new folder. Just create a folder and name it just drag this character into this folder. Just click on this. Just drag. Okay. Click this. Just go to the rig and turn into the humanoid and apply. Okay guys, so we have our character and we have our animation clips into the standard assets which we are going to use to make our animation. So let's get started. Just drag and drop this character into the scene. When you drag this character into the scene, you can see here this character automatically added in the hierarchy. So just click on this and change its name to player. Go to the game. We can't see our character here because we did not adjust the camera angle. We have our character here. So just change its position. After this, when you adjust the position of the camera and the character, we need to make a floor here where our character will walk and run. So just go to the hierarchy, right click, go to the 3D object and just use a plane here and adjust the position of the plane. Just increase the size. Okay, perfect. Okay, after this just play. You can see here we have our character here and nothing is happened. So just go back to the scene. So after this we need to add some animations clips like idle, walk and run. So for this we need to go back to the scene and create animator controller here and change its name layer controller. Go back to the animator. You can see here we have our the animator window here. So after this just go to the player. You can see here we have this option controller, so just drag and drop this player controller into this controller. Change the culling mode, always animate, and apply the root motion here. Okay, so we need to add animation clip ideal walk and run into the animator window. So for this just right here the humanoid idle. You can see here we have our animation clip here, the humanoid idle. So just drag and drop to the base layer. After this we need the humanoid walk. Just drag and drop into the base layer. And the last one, the humanoid. See here we have all the animation clip into the standard asset. That's why I import the standard assets. So we need to create a transition between the ideal to walk and walk to run. This orange humanoid oil called as a default. When you play your animation, it will create it from here, the humanoid ideal, then walk, and after that run. So just click here, make a transition between humanoid ideal to humanoid walk. Just make a transition between the walk and the run and click. You can see here our characters start walk and run. So you can see our character is start moving, walking and running, but we couldn't control our character here. So for controlling our character we need to define a parameter here. So just go back to the animator and just click the parameter. We need a float variable here, so just click a float and give it to name the speed, because we need to define the speed of walk and the run. So just click this transition ideal to walk here and give the condition, press the plus sign, and you can see here the speed is greater than 0.5, and for this I am going to set the speed is greater than the 0.9. Okay, so again press play. You can see here nothing is going here, so go back to the animator and set here the value of the parameter. So I'm going to give 0.6. Press play. You can see here our character is start walking, which we want. When you give the value 1, just press play again. You can see here our character is start walking and running. So is this happened because we define the speed of our character, means when the speed is greater than 0.5 our character is start walking, and when speed is greater than 0.9 our character will start run. Make a reverse transition between the run to walk and walk to idle, then see what will happen. So just create a transition, run to walk and walk to idle. Okay, so just click on the run to walk and give the condition is less than 0.9, means when the condition is less than 0.9 then it's start walking, and when I give the condition less 0.5 means our speed is less than 0.5, then our character will in the ideal position. We need to uncheck this has exit time, means the how long our transition will be exist. So just uncheck this has exit time for all the transition state. So just uncheck this, uncheck, uncheck. Okay, blend tree are a way to blend multiple animations together smoothly in varying different degrees. So just make here a blend tree by right click, create state and new blend tree. Give it to the name Locomotion. When you double click on this, you can see here we have our blend tree. Now we need to add a 3 motion field here for ideal, walk and run. So just press this plus sign, add motion field, and one more. Okay, so just go back to the filter and write humanoid, drag and drop into this motion, and humanoid walk, drag and drop into in the humanoid run, drag and drop this into the motion. You can see here thresholds are already set here. If you want to change these values, so just untick this automatic threshold. Okay, what we had done here, when our speed parameter get over the 0.5 the character walks, and when our speed is equals to 1, then our character start runs. Okay, so after this, just go back to the base layer. Just delete 3 states here. Just delete this. And make the transition with the locomotion. After this, now press play. You can see here our character is walking and running together. After this, I want make our character turn in the right or left direction. So for this, we need to go to the locomotion and the blend tree and change our blend type into freeform Cartesian. We already seen that if our blend type in 1D, then our character is walking forward and running in the forward direction. So now if we want to make our character turn right and left, so we need this 2D freeform Cartesian here, and we need to define one other parameter here. For we need a float parameter here, so just get float, just write the turning speed, okay, change this parameter, the turning speed. This is exists for the x-axis and this is for the y-axis. So after this, okay, so for make our animation turn right or left, need to add some clips into the blend tree here. So for turning right, we need to add animation clip. So just write here the stand quarter. You can see here we have here this stand quarter turn right. So just go back to the blend tree plus motion field. We need the 12 motion field, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So just drag and drop this stand quarter turn right into here. Okay. Just like that. We need to add other animations clip. Okay, so after this we need the stand half turn right. When you click this, you can see here the stand half turn right here. So just go to the blend tree and add this into this motion here. So after adding the motion, we need to assign these value of the x and the y. So first I'm going to assign some values here. After this I will tell you why we choose these values. So you can see here, this is our player, and we define the all the direction when our character turn into left and turn into right. When our character here, then it can turn into left and into the right. So that's why I assign these values for set the direction for our character. Here I choose the humanoid walk right 0.5, and here for the left the minus 0.5. Okay, so for this you need to understand some physics here. See, the speed parameter is the x value and the turn speed is the y value. If the both values equal to the 0, then our character is still in the ideal position. If the turning speed is -1, then our character turn left. If the speed is the +1, our character turn right. I guess I told you enough about these directions and why I assigned these values here. You can see our characters start running in the circle. I gave the value here. You give the -1, it will be turning in the left direction. You can see here. After this, I want that if I press the jump key, our character will jump up and fall and land to the ground. So for this we need to create two more parameters here. So just go to the parameter. For this we need one triggered value and the one boolean value. So trigger value, and just name it the jump. Need one more parameter boolean and name it the grounded. Okay, so just go back to the base layer here and just drag and drop all three animations clips into the base layer. So just right here the humanoid, crouch, idle. You can see here we have, when you click on this, just make sure only for the one animation. So click here. Okay, so just drag and drop this into the base layer. Same for the humanoid, jump up. The last one, the humanoid fall. After this we need to make a transition between the any state to the humanoid jump up to the fall and to the ideal state. So just make a transition to the any state to the jump up to the fall and last to the idle. And I want that all the jumping actions are moving together. So for this we need to create a sub state machine here. So just right click and create a sub state machine and give it to name a jump. Drag all these motion into the jump and double click on the jump. You can see here we have all these motions here, and now we can start constructing all these jump action. So just here jump up, fall, idle. After that, just make a transition to idle to the exit. It means that when you press the jump key, the transition will go from the end state to the jump state, jump to fall, and fall to the ground and take its ideal position, and the exit. When the transition is go from the crouch ideal to the exit, it means that the transition will go back to entry state in the base layer. So we need to set this transition any state to jump. Just uncheck this box and set the condition to jump. After this, just jump to the fall and set the transition fall to crouch ideal. The grounded means when our character is fall and land the ground. So just ground equals to true and the transition go to the exit. Okay, perfect. If we want to press the jump key and our character will jump, so for controlling this we need to add a script to the our player. So just go back to the scene and create a new script here, name it a player, double click on this. Before we start write our script, we need to go back to the our player, and here we need to add two components. First is a capsule collider and second one is the rigid body. Click here. Okay, so you can see we have our rigid body and capsule collider. Just go back to the scene. You can see here we have our capsule collider. Just set its position here. Height 1.7. Okay. First I'm going to write my script here. After this I will tell you how our script will gonna work. So just first we need to define our animator here. So just write here we assign our animator as anim, and in the word start we store the animator into this anim variable here. We need a forward and the backward input. We assign the forward and the backward input here. The horizontal speed, which is by default is left, and the right arrow key, and same as the vertical upward and the downward arrow key. So just play and see what happened here. So just drag and drop this player into this player, play. You can see it is fall down the ground. Okay, so for this we need to fix the Cartesian rotation here. Just take these x y z axis and just press play. Let's start walking forward. Need to add the jumping input here. Define a rigid body and the jump force here. Okay, so by default the jump is set to the space bar in the input manager. So after this, we cast downward to see if we have hit the ground while changing the value of the grounded. So for this we need to write a small function here. Just save this and go back to the Unity. Make sure the what is ground is always set to the default. Just save by Ctrl S and press play. When we press the right key, it will turn right. When we press the left arrow key, it turns left. When we press the forward key, it start run. Now I want our camera will move with the player, so just go back to the scene, set the camera angle, it's working correctly. Going to just give some texture to the plane. I hope you will enjoy my video. Thank you for watching. See you in my next tutorial.